Welcome, everyone, to Name Confidential Live.
Perfect. Hey, welcome to Name Confidential. I'm this week's host, Ryan Redfern. Today we have the Mr. President of Name itself, President Barry Arnold. Good to see you here. Uh,
Likewise, likewise.
Thanks for
Thanks for
being on.
having
And instead of doing the usual interview, we're going to actually talk about largely the Uncommon Knowledge Conference is coming up next week. I mean, I think we're all flying there this weekend to spend several days in Southern California. It should be beautiful. We're going to talk a little bit about that and the highlights of it and the things we look to getting out of it, and just the fun that you have at that event. So we'll get into that. But I wanted to start off with the Name Exposure Index because we do like to show that regularly. Let's see, name, boom. This week, we are showing 59.92, so starting to climb back up there. I think that's funny because what's that, Barry?
I said a little bit, yeah.
I think it's funny because I reported 105. For 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, I reported 105, and I couldn't skew this number higher. I did what I could, everybody. But don't say all active managers are like, oh, afraid. I'm like, no, I was buying the crap out of this market and loving it. So, we're not all afraid of this thing. So,
well, and we look at this, our firm at Global View Capital, we look at it as obviously a sentiment gauge. We have input into this number as well. I forget what we were reporting, probably like 95 or something like that.
Okay. See, you helped too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times we're up in the 120, 130 area. So, based on our exposure and our strategies and so forth. So, but this isn't the only one that, people are still cautious, somewhat bearish, I would guess. The AAII came out again, and that's like 59% bears still this week. So, it's kind of across the board right now.
Yeah, I think it'll be a problem when the AAII signal goes positive. When they get bullish, it's going to be over.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always late. I say that as part of the Name Exposure Index because I know people talk about that and give it a hard time all the time, but it's a snapshot of a Wednesday. I mean, and as we just said, two of us, this is not our number. We're way ahead of this. So
right.
And
what's funny is too, like you said, snapshot of Wednesday. A lot of the input here, they could change that position on Thursday, right?
Absolutely.
So they move pretty quickly.
Yeah. And I'm one of those as well. So no, good insights on the Name Exposure Index. I'm glad to see it's coming back up. That's usually a positive sign. The market does usually continue to run after a pullback to that below 40 number. Rob Hannon does some great work on that. You can go check out his work, and when he's tested levels on that level on our index and what good entry points are for short-term trades. So
right.
Seems to be.
Yeah, the market. What do you think of this market anyway?
Well, I mean, I'm in with leverage, so I'm excited. This has been fun. I mean, there was so much fear at the bottom of this thing. I was too excited to not look at reasons to buy when I have clients who are like wanting to jump off a roof, or jump off a cliff. Right. That to me is like that just becomes this a magical. I need to be buying if people are terrified because, as they say, that you buy when people are fearful and sell when people are greedy. So
exactly, when there's blood in the streets.
How about you?
I mean, it's definitely a headline-driven market and so forth, and the volatility is, kind of off the maps, and so forth. But we did get a Zweig breath thrust, right? We talked about that on Name Exchange. I think that was April 24th was the signal date on that, which is when the market goes down and gets so negative, based on breadth and so forth. If it can get really positive within 10 days of that low number, you have a Zweig breath thrust, and we got that on April 24th. And historically, going back to 1950, it's all systems go for like 3, 6-month, and 12-month periods. I mean, the numbers are off the charts. So this is only the 16th time it's happened in 75 years. So.
And I've seen people like Ryan Dietrich have some great data on this as well. That's what I've seen, similar to what you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Projecting that the 3, 6, 12-month out is pretty good after these signals.
Do you follow Fibonacci's at all?
A little bit, yeah. I haven't looked at the retracements right now, but I do occasionally throw those on. Just
It's
Out of
right
curiosity.
at the 61.8. I think that's the
Yep.
level, right?
Yep.
61.8% retracement level today. Bingo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that could be spicy.
Off of that February high,
Yeah.
down to the April 8th closing low.
Mhm.
April 7th, we had that intraday lower low.
Right.
But the April 8th closing low, it's at 61.8 or 61.2, whatever the heck it is.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
we'll see
Worth
what
noting.
happens. 9 days in a row.
Yeah, exactly. 9 days up, and I'm glad I participated. I know many. I've talked to others even today who were still trying to figure out how to get into this market, and it's like
Right.
it
Yep.
was when people were terrified. That's when it
Yep.
was,
Yeah, exactly.
and it was hard. I'm not saying it wasn't hard to push that buy button.
Right. Right.
It absolutely is. So
Yes, it is. But that's why you have nerves of steel, right?
I don't know
And
about me.
there's the rest of us.
No, what are you talking about? You guys are long too. You guys were in it too. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
Well, hey, do you want to dive into the name UK uncommon knowledge? We refer to it as UK, so we say that we don't mean the United Kingdom. We're talking about our conference.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, Uncommon Knowledge Conference. Well, it starts Sunday for those coming in early. I know we're traveling tomorrow, going to be out in
Yep.
Costa Mesa, California tomorrow. But yeah, the conference itself, the meat and potatoes, is basically Monday through Wednesday of next week. And, we've got a great start on Sunday. We've got golf outing, got pickleball, and then we've got the big reception on Sunday night and so forth. So there is still time to register and get your keisters out on an airplane and meet us in sunny California. So
Absolutely. Well, one thing that happens on Sunday that you didn't mention is there's a solo advisor meeting, and that is one of possibly the best events at our UK conference because we're a room of people, 20 to 30 people, advisors, just kick around ideas like what tech are you using, what software are you using, or what's new, what you trade charting ideas, what's your compliance issues you're dealing with right now. Just it's usually 2 to 3 hours of just I don't want to say venting, but kind of saying, here's my frustration in my business. What are you guys doing? And having a whole, very quick feedback of ways to improve your business. And it was always geared towards small advisors, but I mean, I'm not a small advisor, and I'm there too. I'm there every time because I always get new tech ideas and
Right.
new thinking or new custodians or new things that are coming up in this industry. This is a great way to stay on top of what's going on.
Right, exactly. And I think you're hosting it, correct?
I think I'm hosting it as well. That's the rumor. But yeah.
I might still be on the golf course
Oh.
at that time with my handicap. So
Yeah, we'll hope you make it. And the other one is the part of that is no audit issues. People who are getting audited and what they're dealing with and what's good, what's bad. Are they using a consultant, a lawyer? Who's backing them up? How's that going? The good and the bad and the super ugly sometimes.
right,
Those processes. So having peers to talk these things out sometimes can be fantastic.
right, yeah. And we just finished up one, so
Oh yeah.
that fresh wounds to prove it and so forth. But no, it was fairly simplistic. So
Yeah. Yeah.
they throw the whole kit and caboodle at you, and then basically you have to educate them on your business, and then status quo. But
Right.
yeah, the solar advisor meeting, that's awesome. What else do we have then? Then the reception on Sunday night. The main takeaway that I get from the organization, and I'm newer to it. When did you join, Ryan?
2014, so I'm 11 years in. Yeah.
Okay, and I joined in 2017 when I joined Global View Capital, and they've been a member of NAAIM for at least a decade or earlier before that. And it's just a great organization, the collaboration, all of the members, various sizes of RIAs, right? Anywhere from, the tens of millions to the billions and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's a great group. It's a great smattering of different flavors of RIAs and so forth. But these guys and gals, are just great to network with and talk with, and it's like getting your family back together at these events, whether it's Outlook, we have the Outlook conference in the fall, and then Uncommon Knowledge is kind of the bigger version in the spring, usually in a warmer weather climate and so forth. But the group is just fantastic, collaboration and networking. I mean, the takeaways from these conferences are just off the charts, I think. So, and as Paul always says, right, all you got to do is take away one great idea, and it pays for itself. So.
Absolutely does. And people who are new to the group, the Sunday night event is very open and welcoming. I've never really seen people, nobody gets shunned, and like it's not like cliques hanging out, no, don't talk to me. Everybody's very open and very sharing in this group, which is very cool compared to like a CFA group where they're all like everybody knows everything and don't dare question.
Right,
Exactly. Already, why are you, whole
Yeah.
different thing. It's a very open, willing to share kind of group. So I think that's awesome. And new people get included, get integrated very quickly into the group. So you'll find people that you relate with.
Yeah, and we've got a number of new members that are attending and so forth. So, and there's also, with that said, anybody that is a new member, we have a new member meeting on Monday morning before the actual conference starts. So that's in the morning, breakfast and so forth, and just a welcome committee, and then just tossing around ideas. What do you expect to get out of the NAAIM itself, this conference? What can you get out of it, and so forth. So very excited to welcome everybody that's new to the group.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the highlights on Monday that you're looking forward to?
Well, we've got kicking us off, we've got Owning Hard Choices, Tony Nash from Complete Intelligence. So he's going to be kicking us off, and then we've got this agenda, and I think Paul, who is our agenda committee spearhead, loves working on this stuff. He probably said it best. He said, it's going to be a great agenda, but it's a little bit different than in past years. It's got a mix of a number of different things. We've got market technical speakers and so forth, succession planning, business practices, cybersecurity. We've got somebody coming in to talk about SEC and compliance and so forth. Just a number of great things. And who is it? Zoe Bollinger, right?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's on Tuesday. But Monday, I'm looking forward to a number of deals. We've got two NAAIM special events mixed in on Monday. One's called 30 Ideas in 30 Minutes, where we're just going to be going around with like an open mic on marketing wins and lessons as an advisor, as an RIA, and so forth. And then the other one, which is Name Exchange Live. So you and I host that on Zoom or the webinar once a month, where all of our members come together and we just share a chart, something that's piquing our interest, whether it's a stock, an indicator, maybe something economic, whatever the case is. And it's kind of an open forum. I think it's a great exchange. It's called Name Exchange, sharing charts. But we're going to do it live at Uncommon Knowledge. This is, I think, the second time, right?
Yep.
We had the initial run last year, and it was a success. So be prepared. Bring charts on your laptop. We're going to do a Zoom session live up on the screen and so forth. Kind of walk around the room, and people just pop up charts, talk about it for 30 seconds, and move on to the next one. So that's exciting.
Absolutely. I've gotten so much out of that. I mean, even the group meets monthly because it meets the last Thursday of the month for those. And we've been doing these for years now, and it's a great group. And I always get something interesting out of it. Some way to look at something I never thought about. And we have just great group of people that are there. I mean, thinking like Buff Dormeyer, who does the whole volume profile thing. And he does a volume indicators that he's created. And he's like showing how to use those. And it's so cool to get people who've done such in-depth research and then just saying, here's how you use it. Go get it. It's free.
And Buff's going to be at the conference. In fact, he's got his own breakout session as a sponsor itself. So But yeah, I mean, I like looking forward to what you share with the relative rotational charts. From what's the service again?
Well, Julius de Kempener created
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
So he has his own little signal thing, and
right.
he's in Amsterdam or somewhere around there in
Yeah.
Netherlands. So,
And then we've got stock jockeys on there, right, that are
yes,
picking winners and losers in stocks and so forth. That's always interesting. Our firm itself doesn't really deal in individual stocks, but it's great. Kind of brings me back to my old days of
yeah,
asset management and portfolio management, where I knew every single ticker.
right.
And I've kind of lost that flair,
Yeah.
but that's very interesting. So
It is. It is. It's people in all across this industry, from big firms, little firms, stock pickers to just broad index people to fundamental guy. There's a couple fundamental people who love to just show, here's what the economic situation is. I'm like, I don't
right,
personally use that in our stuff, but I think it's interesting. I
yeah,
love seeing how other people come at this, and that's a great way to see it
yep,
firsthand,
yep,
very very
exactly.
openly. Yeah, cool. And another one you said on there was there's a succession planning. I wasn't part of the who brought that in, but I know that comes up a lot in name. Because
Yeah,
there are
it
a lot
does
of
for
yeah, there are a
yeah
lot of
for
older firms that just out there, not necessarily name. There certainly used to be, but it's less so now. But guys are older and retiring and want to sell their books or merge with
Yeah,
the
and
small.
it's not even just selling their books, right? It might be how do you go about it? You've already brought in somebody, right? That you're working with. How do you transition from you as the main partner or whatever, and give it to your newer underling and so
Yeah.
forth? People that are buying books.
Mhm.
We've got people in name that are looking for other outfits.
Yep.
So the succession planning takes on a lot of different facets, and we tend to have that as a topic of discussion at each conference, just because there's always newer interest, and like you said, some people are retiring and so forth. So it's always top of mind, I think, in people's business practices.
Absolutely. And I think the stats about it are interesting because there are projected to be fewer and fewer advisors out there doing this work, which I'm thinking if I were young in my 20s again, I'd be all over this. But I don't think that generation understands how cool of a job this can be. So,
No, 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 they don't. I don't think so either. Yeah, the who do we have? We have Mark Delfino from
yeah.
Focus Partners Wealth.
Okay.
So he's talking on successful succession planning and so forth.
Mhm.
That's Monday morning.
Nice.
So
Nice. I look
yeah,
forward to
that'll
that.
be interesting. And then we also have cybersecurity for investment advisors, how to avoid being sued,
Was
publicly
that?
shamed, and losing clients, right? That's a
Oh,
that's a
I'm reading
headline
it now.
grabber
Sorry, I'm
right
following
there.
along on my. I have the app downloaded, just so you know. Susan's watching, I'm sure. Is I have the app so I can follow along. Uh,
Oh, the Yap app?
the Yap app, yeah, so I can keep
Yeah,
up on what the schedule is on the conference.
yes.
Yeah,
And the Yap ID that you need to enter for that is UK 2025, all one word and
nice,
uppercase.
nice. Oh, and as I'm reading each one, many of these are going to qualify for the NSAA continuing education requirements for some. Of course, I'm involved with that as well. So let me know if you're there and you want to be get some CE hours. It is included in the price, so we're not charging extra for this, as far as I know.
Right. And that is not every state requires that at this point, but I know we're in our third year of you need 12 credits as an IAR in order to continue, doing business and so forth. You have to have them done by the end of the year. And how many are we offering? Do you know? Is it like
They
6 to 8?
I think it's 7 or 8. I don't know the final count. I know we were in the process of registering it. I think it is done. I think it might be 7 or 8.
Okay.
I think it'll be
Well,
in the app as well. But I saw that session you talked about has that option to get the CE credit for being there. So
yeah. And I
I think
know,
it's a huge benefit.
yeah. Oh, very huge benefit, because that's the bane of our advisor's existence at least at our firm. I'm an advisor too. I think I got
Sure.
mine done on December 30th last year, right? I had a day to spare. So, but yeah, if you can knock out, 50 to 75% of that just by going to a conference, that almost pays for itself as well.
It's worth, yeah. absolutely worth it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I didn't see that. As far as
What do we have going on socially there for networking purposes and so forth at the conference? I know we talked about the Sunday night reception, and we've got golf and pickleball for early arrivers on Sunday.
Yeah, I believe Monday night is a dinner cruise on I can't remember the name, boat's name. There it is. The
Wild Goose.
That apparently John Wayne owned this boat in LA, so that'll be cool. Have a dinner cruise hanging out with just people. It's a great way. I mean, as you said earlier, the networking is really the big bonus of being there, the big benefit.
It is, yeah. Making friends and sometimes, business relationships and so forth. Yeah, and that's a platinum sponsored event, so that'll be that'll be a good time. That's Monday night, and then Tuesday is, I think, on site at the hotel. Dinner party on the rooftop, along with our cornhole tournament, which has actually been a huge success. I think we introduced it, like 4 years ago, maybe?
Yes, like right out of COVID. We were like, we need something to do because we really couldn't go anywhere. So we're like, let's play cornhole, and it's been so fun.
Yeah, it has. So we actually organize brackets and so forth, and have kind of our own version of March Madness on the cornhole side. So, or bags, whatever you guys call it in your home state.
Sure.
I think it's called bags, cornhole, etc. So
here in Texas, it's cornhole. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, but that's also another fantastic networking thing. Because you can just get paired randomly. You don't get to pick who you're with. So you end up. I had great conversations with people that we were playing against. And getting to know people that I would may not have sat with, or may not have, gotten to meet otherwise. And it was
that's kind of the key takeaway, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Get to know their business, how they operate. Maybe you get to know their family, what they like to do, and so forth. So, I mean, you really forge some pretty good relationships coming out.
Really do. And again, you get to meet people that you may not have met otherwise. And I think that's really a cool benefit of this cornhole thing. Oddly, that's how it comes about.
Right. Well, I mean, it's so unassuming, right? And open. There's no structure. People are just like walking around gabbing and socially, and every once in a while your name's called to go play, and you're still gabbing and so forth.
Right.
So it's a great event.
Nice. No, I agree. I think that was your fault too, wasn't it? You made that happen.
I did bring the idea, yes, and I think we have. I think we had Josh has been champion. Josh Neller has been champion like 3 years running or something.
Yeah.
So he is not allowed to play anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was a decision made by the board of directors. we need to share the wealth.
Yeah. No, Josh is a very good player.
He is.
A little too good.
I think he played professionally a little bit in his previous life.
There are rumors about that circling around and swirling around.
Exactly. But he'll be there. We didn't kick him out of the conference.
Right.
Kicked him out of the cornhole tournament.
Nice. Well, anything on day 2 that you're looking at checking out?
I mean, good old the daughter of John Bollinger, right? So she's going to be talking about portfolio management, relative strength, and so forth. Zoe. So that'll be good. We've got the Layla Shaver from RIA Lawyer, which is a legal and compliance arm, talking about the SEC, what the heck is going on with the SEC, changing landscape and so forth. Hopefully we can get some insight into that with regard to the new administration, how the SEC maybe has pivoted in terms of its focal points, as well as hopefully relaxation on certain regulations and so forth. We already know that they're crypto friendly, right? Which is interesting with the whole new digital asset reserve and that the Trump administration is pushing through. So it'll be interesting to get her take on it. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we have name roundtables. Those are always awesome. right?
They are. It's like a smaller version of the solo advisor meetings. It's like pick a topic. There's like 3 topics. I don't remember what the topics are for each one. Let me see.
We've
Usually,
got quant and technical trading,
yes. There you go.
Custodians, and
Yep.
that's always a pain point, right?
It it is.
Custodians. We've gone
Yeah.
through our own transition, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
There, financial planning is a topic, and
Yep.
then the second round of roundtables is marketing, AI in your practice, and then technology. How do you use it? What can you use? And what are people using, and so forth. So it's just good give and take, brainstorming, and so forth.
It is. And I see Jacob Deschaines is doing the tech, and he's I've gotten so many good ideas from that kid. Oh my man, he's
he solves
fantastic.
all of his own problems very efficiently and frugally, and so forth. Yeah, he's a very good problem solver in that.
He is fantastic. But yeah, I've gotten a lot from him. So I always, if he's talking about something or leading a group, I'm totally there. So
yep.
Nice. And then
we
the
wrap it up on Wednesday, right?
Absolutely. Monday. What happens on Wednesday? I think there's a cool
Wednesday. We kick it off with our first place founders award winner for 2025. We can thank Jim Lee for chairing that committee and coming to a result. This guy is a PhD. He's coming straight from Germany. So he's flying in to present his white paper that he won, and he got cash and prizes as well for winning the Founders Award and so forth. So that'll be interesting. I think last time we had a foreign winner. I think they were from Greece, right?
Yes.
And they kind of zoomed in to present their topic and their statistics and so forth. But Oliver will be there in person, so that'll be nice.
Yeah, these papers over the years have been fantastic. I still reference.
They really have.
The 5% canary rule. I can't remember the kid that wrote that. Is a fantastic thing. I follow him on Twitter. Thrasher Analytics is his company. Yep. Michael Guyad's got a couple papers that are. I was rereading those this week, just kind of thinking about volatility and dealing with the market. So these papers that win are really good and really useful if you can integrate them into what you do.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. So looking forward to that. And then we have Peter Atwater from Financial Insights talking about investing in a world of a few good or not so good men. So that should be interesting.
And then individual stock selection is the last thing. Oh, is it a panel?
Yes, we have a panel to kind of close it out before we have our lunch, closing ceremony, and so forth. Stock picking. So we've got a number, like we mentioned earlier, a number of RIAs that are truly stock pickers and so forth. So we can lean on their expertise.
Absolutely. And I was looking at the list, and it's a couple of people that are usually on our name exchange who have really good ideas. So I would hang around for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Wednesday, while it's a half day, typically is really good. That's where some of the best stuff is for taking it home and using it. Ideas. That's kind of how it's meant to be packed.
I would agree.
Absolutely.
So cool. Still time to register. I mean, this used to be the best kept secret, but I think the secret's getting out.
Yep.
There aren't many guarantees in this business, and of course, from a compliance standpoint, you can't make any guarantees. But I'm going to make a guarantee that if you are attending, or even have an interest in joining NAAIM and so forth, guarantee it's going to be your best money spent. So please join us, and we're looking forward to those that are.
Couldn't agree more. I look forward to seeing you, Barry. It's been a time.
Hey, likewise. Travel safely, my man. We'll see you at Poolside tomorrow.
See you in California. All right. Thanks, Barry. Bye, everybody.